Okay, we're back, and now that we're here, we're going to be using some of the newer abilities. So like this one, the type bindings, that is a stun, whereas this is a bind. So the difference between stuns and binds is that I believe the binds prevent the person from moving, but you can also still attack. Whereas with stuns, the person cannot attack, but I believe they can still move. I believe that's the distinction. I will double check that right now, actually, because I'd rather not be wrong about that, just straight out the bat. I kind of want these to be somewhat factual, but you never know. You never know. Okay, so let's go to our trusty web service Google and go to okay. Let us see. And okay, I do think they're okay. Okay. I do think I was on track with that, but I also just kind of skimmed something real quick. Either way, we're going to go in here. We're going to see how long we can last because I'm very familiar with Armadillo, and yeah, I I've spent way too many hours in this place. So what we're going to do is we're just going to see how long we can actually last in here and to see if tactics that we use in the EOC will actually be helpful. So what I'm noticing already is that I am getting wrecked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on Soul Split. Oh man, it hits like a fucking truck. Okay. And another thing is the food needs to get buffed, but that goes without saying. Okay, let's throw some shadow tendrils. Okay, not too bad. But yeah, what I'm already seeing is that Kree'arra is hitting a lot more, um, which sucks, honestly, for people who enjoy staying at Armadillo for an extended amount of time. It'll probably behoove you to bring a shield, which is another thing that I will end up using later on in this session, because that's another big change, is that shields give you a ton of damage reduction. So I want to make sure we've got that. Okay. Let's do 1 or 2 more kills, something like that. Get a rough idea of how things look in here. That could have just been a bad, you know, just a, it could have been just a bad kill, you know? I don't claim to be the the best person to go to for anything combat, but I figure I know a good amount about, you know, the combat systems that we use and know when to use what and which is effective and which is not. Okay, so that flock leader Gearine, I don't know how to say its name, um, he was attacking me from all the way in the other corner. Just kind of ridiculous considering how short my range is compared to his. Because I don't even think he can do that in the live game. But yeah, this is going to be a ridiculously slow spawn. So we'll just cut to the next spawn, I guess. Unless it's sooner than I think, but I'm pretty sure it's going to take a while. So I'll be here. Just gonna take a nap between kills here. Okay, we're back, and that's interesting. I just noticed tight bindings is a threshold ability, that shares a cooldown with the binding shot, which is actually very interesting. I don't think there's ever been a threshold ability that's shared a cooldown with a basic ability. So I don't. I personally don't like that, just because I do believe just having a one, just having one thing do all the stunning is actually really nice. You know, the stuns, the binds, it all comes from binding shot. But oh my fucking god, yeah, soul split is a no-go in here, even with death swiftness going on. Okay, there we go. Let's stun. Let's see what that does. Can he attack still? Yes, he can. Okay. That's fine. Let's see how much damage we can rack up with unload. Should be enough to kill it. Typically you'd be able to kill him with that, but he also moved there, so I'm pretty sure we would have ended up killing him. Weird. Weird. Some of these things have had their damage. I don't know what happened, because some of the abilities hit really well, and then some of them just hit like shit. Like binding shot right here, it'll hit like nothing. Okay, or not. But it seems like there's a huge variation in what you can hit, and if you want constant damage, you have to damages, because it's plural. I don't know. But if you want constant damage, you have to rely on your bleeds more than anything, and utilizing them, which shouldn't be anything new to anybody who's played the EOC. I do think that most people understand how bleeds work and how frag shot or slaughter works, in that you need to have the person move, or the monster move, if you want to increase the damage. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to end up seeing a lot of our, a lot more. What the hell happened to that guy? Did he just fucking, he just flew it? He just died on his own right there. Didn't even drop anything. Okay, that's weird. I'll account that to it being just the beta and being on a beta server. But yeah, if you want constant damage, you have to rely on the bleeds rather than your basic abilities, which seem to have more or less been nerfed. But we'll see. After this kill, we'll go check out. Oh my god, he's hitting 3,000s. So yeah, the bosses are much harder. At least Kree'arra is, and if that's any indication as to what happens to the other bosses, which I figure it probably is, the other bosses are probably equally as hard, if not harder. Um, so I figure that that will be something you need to look out for. For people who use the frag stun ability for PvP, I think that would still work, but it's obviously a little bit more nerfed, in that if you do stun someone, rather bind someone, so it's usually just frag shot, binding shot, and that's the bread and butter of any warbander or any person who goes out and PKs right now. And people in the live game won't be able to eat when they're actually binded, because it's not only a bind, it's also a stun. And rather than it being a percent, like I'm pretty sure everybody's seen that. Oh, here's one time where my stun was 50% effective, so it only binded the person, or something like that, or it only stunned the person rather than it binding as well. That kind of thing. So I think it's interesting that they've just set it up to be, here's one that binds, here's one that stuns. But the one that's the one that stuns is it's it's a threshold, and I don't get their reasoning for that, honestly. It doesn't make much sense to me because yeah, that doesn't make sense. So my one criticism is that should be this should be a basic ability. It shouldn't be a threshold. It doesn't make sense to me, personally. But that's just my view. You should all, if you're able to stun, if you're able to bind rather, you should also be able to choose to stun instead. It shouldn't be, oh, you need to build up your adrenaline such that you can actually stun someone. I understand stuns are probably a little bit more lethal, but I'd figure binds are as well. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Anyways, let's head on back and let's throw on a shield. We'll just go to the house. And yeah, we'll throw on a shield, see what happens. It'll be a good time.